Ushaya quality of linguist. Abona umuntu mamele grand if they open minded they can learn a lot.
Yeah. It's Israel Matseke Zulu up close and personal podcast. Get to Professor GP Orange. The episode of today based on motivation, nation building. I will start by what we call a man's pride. As a man, you must have a pride, but not an empty pride. An empty pride is when we try to create something out of you, and try to develop you, maybe create work for you, and then when you reject that work and then you have none, then that's an empty pride. But a man's pride is to protect your dignity. A dignity of a man, a real strong man who regards himself as a dignified man. It's a man who shares responsibility with other men. When other men buy alcohol in a party and food, etc., as a man, you must contribute. You must be ashamed if you are one of the men who don't buy anything 365 days for 10 years. It's so painful. It's painful for the givers because the givers, they always give following the philosophy that says the hand that gives is better than the one that receives. But have you considered that? How many times have you given? Giving things, giving to people, giving information, building the people, buying, and then what do you get in return? It's so painful. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you assist a person to find himself somewhere successful? When it is time to return favor, then that favor doesn't come to you. That's one of the things that makes you suffer as a man, because you are too generous. They say generosity is the biggest mistake. It's my code. It's my philosophy. Good to give, it's good, because some of us will need to give. You give by heart, but when you give, you must give wisely. We go into the situation of becoming a breadwinner. We are born in a family, we are 10. We are a family of 10. One person is regarded as a breadwinner. What do you call the other 9? You're saying they are bread losers. It's wrong. It's black tax. It oppresses people. We need to share responsibilities. Like being engaged in a marriage or in a relationship or dating, we need to share responsibility. If I transport you, you know where we are going. We're going to sleep, we're going to have fun, we're going to eat, we're going to drink. We need to meet each other halfway. It is an old norm that a man must provide. Don't you think maybe sometimes these are things that create violence? GBV, umuntu ashisiwe ngepetrol, killing, divorce, things like those. It's because of these kinds of situations. But if we can share responsibilities, then we shall overcome. I think that will be the solution. Khona majita bambi banje bafethu. Abantu abanganamahloni. Siphi isithunzi sakho? Yazi out yakho noma inemali. Maybe you have a friend is a millionaire. Uyakhathala naye. All the time yena mele akuspendele. And thola ukuthi uwe futhi ophuza kakhulu, uwe odla kakhulu, uwe futhi ojayiva kakhulu, uwe futhi ofuna nokubamba kucala yena angaka decide ukubamba mara uye ospendayo. It's very painful. Mara mawuyi out ungimamele. Namhlanje uyaguquka. Uyakheka namhlanje ngaloku engikukhulumayo la. Try, you will see the difference. We need to share responsibility. I believe love is sharing. Love is caring. What love got to do if we don't share responsibility? Siletha umntwana emhlabeni mina nawe. Masiletha umntwana, why mele ku fail out? Why, when we engage into sexual intercourse, most of the time it's like women are making men favor. It's a 50-50 situation. We both need each other. You will never have a sexual happiness or fantasy if you're doing it alone. You need a man or you need a woman. So by so saying and by so doing, we shall prosper. We shall overcome. That is why uthola amachita baya bayakhuzuka amachita baya. Hayi ukuthi sikhuzuka ngoba sazalelwa ukuthi sikhuzuke or asihereze. Siyahereza. But when you look at the culture, the lifestyle, and the rights given to other gender, they oppress amadoda. So, Bafetu, this is time. This is a wake-up call. This is a time to stand tall like a giant. Raise your voice. If something doesn't work for you, delete. There's no point to keep a friend within your cartel who doesn't add value in your life. You won't prosper. You'd rather be alone. Make sure when you build a cartel, you build a cartel with strong pillars, a cartel that will make you to prosper. I know that as friends, we can't be equal. We can't be the same. We can't be a team of millionaires, all of us. There are those who are still struggling, who need to be uplifted. But what I've realized sometimes, there are a lot of people, noma ungamniki meter, kuyafana with the meter le, uyilahlele phakathi kwe-dustbin. I can give you 10,000 today. Go start a business. You know, a failure is a failure. Next week I'll come back, I'll find that guy having the same problem. But I gave you 10,000 to start something. What did you do with the money? So these are smaller things, but with a big impact that makes people to suffer based on the way I see things, the way we live our lives. If you can't afford a bottle of whiskey, why do you drink whiskey? Why don't you drink a beer? Why don't you go for what you can afford? Sugar emabhozeni. As GP Orange, as Ghetto Professor. I believe this one. Let's see this one. This one is the one.